What's up, y'all? Back at it again. This week's edition of Build Breakdown. I have a 1993 Chevy Silverado 3500, aka OBS dually, that we got to work on. This truck came in with its already custom paint. Customer had bought it as is, and it was already airbagged, but the job wasn't done right, so he brought it to us so we could rectify the situation and do the bags how he wanted it. To get it to lay out, basically we're laying complete frame on this thing. So we'll move forward. Up front, we are running stone fab upper and lower control arms with slam airbags. We have the stone fab front sway bar. To get the clearance of these 22-inch Alcoas that the customer already had on it, we had to do custom wheel tubs under the hood and relocate the battery to clear. Now, at ride height, this truck comes up, and you'll see, probably about 2 inches of tuck on the tire, and we still have full lock of steering, which is kind of ideal. We wanted to have this, keep it as low as possible, and be able to drive it without any rubbing or clearance issues. Now we keep moving. The full frame on this is literally laying on the ground. And what was able to have us do this is in the rear. Now moving to the back portion of the suspension. We basically did a full complete back half, pretty much notched the frame right after the cab and built a full rear section, which I'll show you right now. The truck came to us with this tonneau cover on it with no hood struts. But because we actually, when we did the rear section, we had to relocate the gas tank and we made a custom fuel cell. We did the door here, so to make it easy access for filling up, we got some hood struts just to keep it a little bit lower. This is full opening because the bed is, at this point, not really usable. If he changes his mind, then we can get different hood struts. But at the gas station, you don't even have to pop the tailgate, pop the tonneau cover, and you can fill. All right, so as you can see under here, full back half started off at the cab. We did a center cross member where we built off of that. Mounts for the 4-link, for the triangular bars, and the parallel bars. Everybody's asking why we didn't go on the arm instead. But with this setup, with the type of notch that it had, there was a bunch of dead space, so we were able to mount the bag cleanly there and still get it to lay out where we needed. Fox shocks in the rear, and then basically re-hardlined the brakes from the master cylinder all the way back. As you see, stainless lines over the rear end. Pretty clean, pretty simple. On the inside of the bed, we had to notch the fenders just a little bit to clear the 22s. As of right now, this is the state it's going to be till the client decide what he want to do. If we leave this open and then just build a beauty ring around it so he can showcase the work, or we end up covering it up. But that'll be phase 2, should I say. Now, the job that was done on these flares originally, whoever did this, they sectioned the flares, but and I'm not even joking, they probably had about 2 inches of Bondo to fill the gap. So when we laid the truck out and put the bed on for the first time, it wouldn't clear. Nando had to go and take this job on, and we had to strip all the old material off, Bondo, fiberglass, whatever the hell was on there, and we skimmed it. So we put an actual piece of sheet metal on the top of this and scabbed it into the factory fender, and we got probably about a 2 or 3 inch pull out of it. Now, right now, fully laid out, we got clearance top to bottom. This truck at ride height, probably about 3 inches off the ground, off the frame, in the rear. Front, you could probably have about 4 inches just so you can steer, but you can pretty almost leave this thing on the ground and still drive it no problem. The perfect ride height to me is like 2 inches out the ground, all around. And this motherfucker rides like butter. So preset heights are already set, so you just double tap to lift it up so you can get in that driveway. So as far as the interior on this was already done. Client bought it as a pretty clean build. All we had to do was kind of fix a few things that were issues for him. So after doing the fuel cell, it became an issue as far as receiving a signal for fuel. So we ended up opting for Dakota digital gauges, which we installed as well. Forgot about that. And basically rewired the whole truck as far as all the accessory stuff. Stereo, airbags, obviously, gauges, fuel system. We had to color match the gauges to the truck. So we opted for the red gauges. Easy to read. And god damn it, it looks good. This truck was built to lay low because originally with the setup he had, he couldn't get it low. We don't have as much height as I would like, but we have as much drop as we could possibly get out of this setup. But it's clean because it sits low, rides low. All of the optional heights are all still low. I mean, this is pretty much a little bit higher than ride height. And then it's got maybe like another inch or 2 of lift out of it. But this thing is meant to ride low. All right, before I get my outro on, for all those that know, this is an iconic build for me. Love these dualies. Had one myself, let it go to one of my homies. He's holding it hostage. I wish I had it back. So the fact that we're able to do this, I love it. Color-wise, wheel-wise, couldn't be any better. So if anybody has any questions, inquiries, email us at ssmotorsports21@yahoo.com and we'll get back to you. Other than that, catch me on the flip side. I'm out. No, well, the steering and the coil puck in. If that becomes an issue,